Hello, Rock and Roll Daycare community. It's Barb, your curriculum director. It's Tuesday, which means it is our Tuesday Training Tools Day. As always, I hope you're having a wonderful start to your week. And here we are in the final week of May and our monthly theme of respect for the child. And we took a journey this month in terms of talking about how we're respecting children and really what that looks like in the classroom, breaking down our interactions with children, how we're handling different behaviors with children, talking about, really trying to nurture that concentration that's happening in the classrooms and, interruption, and how we're being mindful as the adult in the classroom. And for our final week, I'm going to try to keep it really simple because I want to tie it all together and talk about the importance of consistency when working with children. And this kind of piggybacks off of last week when we talked about that pushing or shoving behavior and different ways that we can be respectful in terms of guiding those behaviors to something more positive, right? And really trying to focus on the emotion, trying to see where the child is, and when we're going to intervene for teachable moments. But when I was thinking about what we discussed last week, what I realized the most important thing is that consistency piece. And I think that can be a hard part or topic to remember, because when we're working with children and young children are very impulsive. And so there's a lot of times that we think they're just simply not listening, or, okay, I tried this technique and it's not working. And then you maybe then try to, tend to lose trust in the advice or the philosophy in general because you're just saying, you know what, it's not working. But the bottom line is that children need this consistency. And in that sense, we are showing them the respect when we provide them that consistency. We provide them those really clear boundaries every time something comes up. Okay. And so then the child really starts to learn. And I think sometimes, not all the time, but I know I'm personally guilty of it. We can kind of, either change our technique or, give up on a certain intervention that we're trying to do or a certain technique that we're trying to implement in our classrooms to help the children because we don't see that immediate response to that intervention or to the way we are reacting or to the way we're responding. So we can kind of sometimes assume that it's not working. But this week, I really want you to focus on that consistency. I want you to lean into our philosophy and everything that we talk about, and know that although you may not be seeing overnight responses or just like immediate like turn of events when things, when you try to implement something, that you always providing a similar response and you working with your co-teacher or team, or just reflecting on your own self practices if you work by yourself, to make sure that you are providing that consistency is extremely important when working with young children. And, so like I was saying last week, that all of our themes kind of intertwine and come together. And we even touched upon this prior, we were thinking about the prepared adult. So really be thinking about the plan that you're taking with a child. If you notice a behavioral difference in a class or something that is changing and you need to feel like you have to shift how you're guiding it, taking the time to pause to say, what's going to be the most reasonable, sustainable, logical way to handle this? When I'm thinking about all the factors that go into it, I'm thinking about my co-teachers, the other children in the classroom itself. What makes sense to help support what's going on with each child? Can I do it, and can I do it with consistency? And this is going to take time with your co-teachers. You need to sit down and have these conversations. This is why we carve out time that you can meet with your program specialist or your director on a weekly basis. So you can come out with these plans and you can have a lot of thought behind them. So you're not always trying to put out fires all the time or playing referee. That gets stressful and that leads to burnout, and no one likes to feel that way. Instead, if you can, observe what's happening, take a step back, come up with a plan that is going to work for your specific, classroom or learning environment, and then commit to say, I'm going to stick with this plan, even if it doesn't work overnight, because I know that this is the basis of our philosophy and our program, then that is really just a clear and simple way to truly show respect to the child. To say, hey, I'm not going to give up on this. I see you're having a hard time. I'm here to continue to support you. I'm here to continue to observe and see how I can make this situation better, or better for you, or help you get through the big emotions you're having, whether that's a meltdown or a hitting behavior or biting behavior or anything, again, that is a change that you may see in your classroom. And stick to it and put trust in it. Because again, these things, with young children, they need the constant reminders. They are working. If you've way back when we talked about cognitive development, those executive functioning skills that we're practicing on a daily basis in our classrooms, one of those is impulse control. So we're helping to form these impulse control in children through these daily interactions we're having. And I think that is the most important part of our work. And again, the most simple and basic way that we can be showing that respect for the children, giving them those boundaries that they need so badly, that they crave, that they have to have in order to strive and be successful. So the next time you're thinking, oh, God, this child is still hitting, it's been weeks, this isn't working, it must be the child, this is frustrating. Remember, it's very normal for young children to repeat the behaviors, to not have control over how they're reacting to things. And it's our job to help productively guide them in a way that's going to help them continue to learn the process of what goes in to the what that behavior should be doing, or the function of that behavior. So take a breath and remember, they will come through. Just talk with your teammates, come up with a consistent plan, and follow through. And that's why I wanted to end this month, to say, like, how can we show that respect to the children? And I think this is one of the best ways. So I hope you got at least a couple more things that you could add to your toolbox this month. We'll be moving on to a different theme next week, which is crazy that we're already there. And I look forward to it. And I hope that if you have any questions, you reach out and ask us. And we know that we are always here. And I will see you next week. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.